2018 arrived with single-digit air temperature minimums for most of the state. On New Year's Day, Eva in the Panhandle was minus 7 degrees. Idabel was the warmest exception, 15 degrees. But the real weather news as we start 2018 is the lack of rainfall. The count of days since a quarter inch of rain fell shows the western portion of the state with lots of locations at 88 or more days without a quarter inch of rain. Rainfall totals over the 60 days prior to Wednesday shows the lack of rainfall in the western portions of the state. Blue areas had less than an inch of rain over 60 days. Good amounts of rain did fall in the southeast. Gary will talk more about that in a couple of minutes. The rainfall as a percent of normal for the 60 days back to November 4th had the Panhandle and western Oklahoma with less than 20% of their normal rainfall, the red areas. The trouble for Oklahoma farmers is these are the winter wheat and canola production areas in the state. The lack of rainfall has led to 9 counties with active burn bans. Hey Gary, is there any hope of rain on the horizon?
Well, as Al showed you the long-term rainfall deficits, I'm going to go back to 30 days and show you why we actually had some improvements in the state, but also we had some intensification of drought. So let's take a look at the latest drought monitor map and see what we got. So the brown area on the map, the darker brown, that's the severe drought, and the lighter brown is moderate drought. And of course, as usual, yellow is abnormally dry, which is not a drought designation. Let me take you back to the percentage of normal rainfall for the last 30 days. We see the reasons why we had improvements in the southeast, but also intensification in the northwestern half of the state. As you can see, the northwestern half, percent of normal rainfall we'd expect this time of year. In some places it's 0, and in most cases it's less than 25% in the northwestern half of the state. And that also extends down into parts of southeastern Oklahoma and east central Oklahoma. We do see that area, however, down in far southeastern Oklahoma that got some generous moisture, that 3 to 6 inches over the last few weeks, that helped the drought impacts in that area. They're still in drought, but at least they did have some improvements. Prospects for the future. This is the January precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. We do see increased odds of above normal precipitation across the northeastern quarter of the state. Unfortunately, we don't see any type of signal like that for the rest of the state, so we have equal chances of above, below, or near normal precipitation for those areas. Basically, your guess is as good as theirs. However, since we don't see that increased odds of above normal precipitation across the rest of the state, the monthly drought outlook for January from the Climate Prediction Center shows the drought where it exists to either persist or intensify across the western, let's say, 4/5 of the state. We do see some possible improvements across far east central down through southeastern Oklahoma, where some of that additional moisture might fall, at least according to their January precipitation outlook. Unfortunately, we are in the driest time of the year, so don't expect too many drought improvements. Hopefully we can stay cool so the drought intensification won't ramp up quite as quickly as it did during November and December. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.